Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasso and welcome to 10,000 and Below, a series where I take a look at games that are ranked quite low on Board Game Geek, the biggest and best database on board games in the world. And we just kind of go through and look at them. Now, I recorded last episode only, 8 hours before this episode, and yet one of the games has already slipped. In fact, the last game, if you look here, that we looked at was Show and Tile, so we're actually going to start from the second one here. Because the ratings here are constantly changing on Board Game Geek. And we'll take a look at Sunrise of Victory here, which I'm going to guess is a war game. And lo and behold, it's correct. It came out in 1990, so 30 years ago. It's a campaign in Russia. So we'll take a look here at the, let's take a look at some of these tiles. And Lions of Ethiopia. All right, so it looks kind of like a typical game. Must have come in a magazine. All right. Samurai Sunset maybe is an alternate name of it. So Sunrise of Victory. All right, let's continue down here as we look at Elephant Parade, or Elephanten Parade. I'm assuming that translates to Elephant Parade. This is from 1988, so 32 years ago actually. And I'm going to guess that this one never came out in English. All right, it looks like we got some elephants. Almost looks like a mass market game where you're just trying to get the elephants into the middle and moving them along as a racing game. A lot of people have rated this one here. It says it's only 20 minutes long. You have two elephants collecting logs. You can move any three, 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Looks kind of interesting, but looks almost like a kid/family game. Alrighty, let's jump down here to New Orleans, Big Band. This is from 1990, has 124 ratings. This is from ASS Altenburger Spielkarten. So this is another one. This is, you're creating a jazz band, but some people won't work with other people. So you're just trying to make the best band. Huh. That's kind of an interesting board. Okay, I like the cover of it a lot. It was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres in 1990. Ooh, I do like those little pianos. Those are pretty cool. That's a cool looking game. This is certainly one I've not, it wasn't nominated, it was recommended. It's less than nominated, but still, that's a pretty high honors from in 1990 that this was gotten. A lot of old games in this section here. All right, let's jump down here. Hey, here is Spring on a String. I'm going to be reviewing this one soon. In this one, you are essentially taking turns, pushing these strings through different flowers here on the board. You can see the different flowers, but every game there's going to be different rules, like you can only do a purple flower from the front, or you're just trying to maximize how you go through. There's like follow all the different rules. It's an interesting concept. I'm not sure it makes an interesting game. This one is Bar Pig. I think I should take a look at that game. What's that? Oh, it is about pigs at a bar. The unholy result of a one-night stand between card-based role-playing games and a mostly ridiculous party. Okay, and there will be pigs. What? That is the Adventure Party game. This seems like it was a funny idea that the publishers had, but I'm not convinced that it is actually a game that people like. It has 83 ratings, though, so that's... And it's from a publisher, Bar Pig, because they named their publishing company after their game. Yeah, all right. Well, Okavango. This is from 2018. I know this one here is from Kramer and Kiesling. Now, Kramer and Kiesling are two of the most well-renowned designers out there, and the combo of them is magic. This one, a little bit less so. I didn't dislike this game. I gave it a 6, which is okay. And in this game, you are collecting sets of animals. You're going to be pulling them off the table. You're trying to basically rescue sets of animals. And I like the concept of it a lot. But as it goes, it's kind of just... It's okay. You're just collecting these sets, and there's not a lot of good choices. A lot of the stuff I thought was fairly obvious. It's okay. All right, Pegasus Beach Bridge, the beginning of D-Day. This is a war game from 1988. 1988, 89, 90, huh? Alrighty. Oh, this one has point-to-point movement rather than hexes, so you can see that there's circles with lines connected to them. So there's that. All right. And then we have 3 games in a row here that I have reviewed. Greedy Dragons, which I did not like. Grimoire Shuffle, which was eh. And Merc's Conflict, which I said was okay. Let's take a look at all 3 of these. Greedy Dragons here. This is from Evil Hat Productions. And you are a simple card stacking game. And yeah, I didn't really care for this one. The graphics aren't that great. Just collecting stuff. Meh. Grimoire Shuffle. This is a team versus team. Who's this one from? Oh, Level 99. Yeah, so this is when they put out a whole bunch of little card games together in a set, the best one being Noir. This one's okay, and you're basically building this little labyrinth and then moving your pieces through it. It felt like an afterthought game. It's not bad, but pretty boring, and it doesn't even look that good. If you look at that, you're like, meh. Merc's Conflict is from Megacon Games, who's best known for Myth. This one here, you're a mega corporation in the future attacking. I felt like maybe there was too many rules in this game. It has some nice pieces. Megacorp does make interesting looking games with cool miniatures. When I saw this one, I was pretty excited about it. And at the end of the day, it's an okay game. That cover makes it look like something very different, though. Poetry Slam, that's interesting. That was one from, well, we might as well look at it, because we are just looking at everything today. From Mayday Games, and this one's about a poetry slam. This one did not take off. I remember it was 2 years ago that they debuted this at Origins, and they really pushed it hard, Mayday Games, and I just haven't heard anything about it since. Hit the throttle. Happy Birthday. Well, we already talked about a game from North Star called Crappy Birthday. Happy Birthday is essentially the same thing. At Crappy Birthday, you're giving them the worst gift. And Happy Birthday, you're trying to give them the best gift. Which of these do you want? Remote control robot, chocolate tennis balls, 50 board games, ostrich ride, 3 days in space, or treehouse. Which of those would I pick? It would be 3 days in space for sure. Yeah, there's not even a close second to it there. But that's kind of what you're doing. You're trying to give the best gift to somebody. Cartoona is a game from Robert Burke Games, in which you are basically making shapes, creatures, putting them together, looking like this. It's for kids, and it's funny and silly, and they'll have fun playing with it even if you don't play the game. We already talked about Pooh, the card game, last time. XMen Under Siege. All right. I gave this one a 5 because it's not a great game. But oh my, does this one bring back memories. Opening up, getting all the different X-Men. This is from the 90s time frame, I believe. X-Men Under Siege came out, 94. I had just gone to college when I first saw this in the stores. It looked really cool, moving through the mansion and fighting stuff, but it's just not that great of a game. It's a mass market game, but oh yeah, X-Men. All right, Fuzzy Tiger. So I reviewed this one almost a decade ago. You're trying to pluck the whiskers from tigers, trying to get as close to them as you possibly can. A little bit of a push your luck game you can see here. This is from Swan Panasia, if I'm recalling correctly. Yep, Swan Panasia. And I thought it was okay, but I haven't played it since I reviewed it. All right, let's move down here. A bunch of little games. Forsaken Forest, Think, Memo Crime, Pusher. Oh, here's one that has over 100 ratings. And Noka. This came out in 2018. That's a pretty game. It's from XYZ Labs. That's a really pretty game. And in fact, now that I'm seeing the art, I wonder if I've seen this one. Looks like a rock, paper, scissors style game where it looks like some cards will beat other cards. Wow, the art in this is fantastic. So let's take a look at the description. You're going to a tournament, you have 9 tactic cards, and you're doing clash cards. You pick your, so it does look like rock, paper, scissors. Attach beats taunt, taunt beats block, block beats attack. I'm assuming attach there means attack. And, alrighty. Well, it looks interesting. Yeah, like I said, I feel like a copy of this came across us but just never got reviewed. But it does have pretty art for sure. Alrighty, Castle Danger. I gave this one a 6. When did I review this? 2009, so 11 years ago. Two-player strategy game. You have 6 different pieces, a king, wizards, cannons, shoot cannonballs. Okay, this is an abstract strategy game that I am completely forgotten about. Wow. Did I do a review of this one? I did. 16 years ago. 2004. Let's see what I said of it. I said it was a good game, but those of us who played it felt like the winner was determined by mistake by the loser rather than good play by the winner. Well, that's the way a lot of abstract games are. Down at the bottom, try out this game for yourself at the website. Okay, well, if I said that 16 years ago, then the game wasn't that fantastic. All right, Stratego Conquest. This is I believe, the 4-player version of Stratego. Yep. So it's okay. You have all these pieces that are kind of built. It's hard to see here for the picture. Maybe we can find a closer. Yeah, here they are. And the way that they're built is only you can see it if you're looking directly at it. So this is a good way. I mean, the pieces are great for 4-player. Other than that, it's just kind of Stratego. You're moving around. It's a little more chaotic than it probably should be. So it's okay. Pink Hijinks here. This is from Andrew Looney. Okay, this is a game using the pink pyramids. This one is included in Pyramid Arcade. I'm trying to remember if I played this one or not. Very pretty looking game. Pink Hijinks. Let's see, moving down here, we got Schmovie. Schmovie here is, oh yeah, this is just a, what do you call a horror film about an evil booger, a sci-fi about a gangster lunch lady. You're trying to come up with the best title for a movie. That's the game. I wasn't that fond of it. If you know, basically it's the tagline. Do you want to come up with funny names for movies? If so, then you want to play Schmovie. Skittle Bowl. Well, this is from 1783, so we should take a look at this one. You may have seen this one in the past. I wonder if I should rate this because I definitely have played this before. You're basically taking that. It's almost like tetherball but bowling, and you're trying to knock over all these pieces here. This is an old game. Like I said, 1783, not too far off. It was played in pubs. It was called Bar Skittles. It says in 1783, Dragoons put down a riot. Newspapers described the Dragoons as a ball going through Skittles. All right. Interesting. But that's cool to see these older games. Alrighty, moving down, we got Crusades, Secret Operation, The Testament of Jacob Hollow. Alright, so this game, which was from Third World Games, a company that I believe is defunct at this point in time, this game was fascinating to me, not because of the gameplay itself. The game is just every horror thing you can think of in a box, and it's pretty gross horror. But there was this really interesting horror story that was written in the background for this game, and they were releasing a chapter a month, and I read along, and then they stopped, and I'll never know what happens to Jacob Hollow. It's very disappointing. The gameplay is very, very dark, very thematic, but it's not that great of a game. All right. Let's continue down here looking at these different games. We have Trollsfjord. I've not rated this one, but I know I've reviewed it. Yeah. This one is... You feel like this game was tailor-made for Tom Vassell because there's a cube tower, and you can hit the cube tower with a hammer. That sounds cool. It's a push your luck style game. And at the end of the day, it's okay at best. You're just trying to knock out the cubes and put them in these different areas. I feel like there's too many rules for how simple the game is at the end of the day. And it looks cool, but at the end of the day, it comes down to basically luck, unfortunately. All right, Galactico Kana Chromino. Well, I did not like this one at all. Came out in 2001, and I reviewed it in 2011 here. You have to empty your tile from hands. Each tile has 3 colors, and you put one on the table, matches 2 colors, and get rid of them all. Well, whatever it was, I did not like it. It has cool-looking pieces, though. It's like a variation of dominoes, really. This one has 97 ratings. Vamper Moo Moo. This one is from DVGOchi, Pegasus. Whoever has the wooden stake and banked blood has a clear advantage. Oh, it's the same basic play as Mau Mau, which I'm assuming is a variation of Meowie. You have special ability. You're trying to get rid of all your cards. I don't know if I like that artwork. Maybe that's it. All right. There's Jungle Speed 20 Years. I guess that's a special edition. Thieves of Baghdad. Well, that's interesting. 117 ratings. If I'm correct, this one was nominated. No, this is not the one I'm thinking of. There was a Thieves of Baghdad that was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. It is not this one. Here you're just moving different people through a bazaar. I wonder, when did I rate this one? 2009. Yeah, I wonder if I would give this one a 7 today. I remember playing this one as you move around through this bazaar, but the pieces and the components and stuff, I don't know that this one has stood up over time. That's a cool slipper. Artwork is fine. Yeah, I really remember this game. It's an interesting game, but I do wonder if it's held up. All right, we got Ticket to Mars, Castle Cards. Here's 221B Baker Street, Sherlock Holmes and a Time Machine. This has 212 ratings on it. So this is 20 new mysteries of the 20th century. The JFK assassination, Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance, and Elvis's death. So Sherlock Holmes is traveling to the future trying to solve these cases. Interesting. The Zodiac Killer, the Lindbergh kidnapping. Wow. Like, I wonder, does it come up with an actual answer to these? Like, do they tell you who did it? Huh. I would want to play it just to see what, like, their answers are for who did it for all those things, since a lot of those cases are unknown. All right, continue down here. Tantrics Gobble. I want to take a look at this one. This one has a cool looking board. All right, so there's Tantrics. This is a game, and it's about speed. Okay, so speed is placing these tiles down as fast as you can. Isn't Tantrics like a puzzle style game? I thought it was. This looks really cool, but it's just, speed to get your tiles out. Hide, H-I-D-E, Hidden Identity Dice Espionage from 2015. I believe this is Mayday. Yes. Mayday, this is a game that I thought I would like a lot more than I did, unfortunately, because it comes with these really cool custom dice. You're rolling the dice, putting them behind your shield. You have this big shield, and you are supposedly taking secret actions, but you can call out other people. There's a lot of more randomness in it than I would enjoy, unfortunately. I love the idea of the game. I like spies. I like dice. It just didn't work for me. Alrighty. Morphology, Aqueducts, The Battle of Little Bighorn. Ooh, Minotaurus. This one has 778 ratings. That is a lot. This is one of the Lego games. All right. This is one of the few Lego games that I don't believe I got my hands on. These Lego games were interesting because they came out. It was this fascinating idea. And unfortunately, none of the games were like amazing. Some of them were okay, and it was neat. Even the Lego die idea was pretty cool. But this particular one, and they had a big... Lego had this really big booths at conventions and stuff. And it was nominated here for a lot of best children's games. But man, these were in and out. I bet to find these right now, they're probably pretty pricey and rare. All right, here's two games that both got over 100 ratings. And I don't know either of them. Des Chiffres et des Letters. It's based on a popular TV show in France. Trying to get the most points. Word game. And this came out in 1994. All right. Then we have Berserker Halflings from the Dungeons of Dragons. There's another one of those Z-Man games. We're seeing these pop up in the 10,000 and below, where you're just playing crazy movies and, you're different things. There's a unique but highly unrealistic weapon, a loincloth, a chainmail bikini, and these are things that are stupid but you're putting these together to make up your own story. You can see at the bottom of the card there where it says Scepter, Fable, and Barbarian. You turn those over to make the name of your movie to begin with, and they're ridiculous. It's a take that style game, but it's, a lot of people like it. I never played that particular one. I think I was done with the series. 7 and 7 this is about the 7 deadly sins, or 7 good things. It's good versus evil. You're playing cards and trying to get a bunch of good cards in front of you or a bunch of bad cards in front of you, but at the end of the day, it's a take that game. This one is ingrained in my brain, though, because the last time I played this was the day before a hurricane. That's how I remember that. All right, well, here's 3 games that don't have a ton of ratings, but I have played all 3 of them. So the first one here is Game Election, and this is essentially just a way to help people play games. I don't have a problem with this. I just pick a game. But if you have a problem, this is a way to vote for games. It's very, very, very specific. Take Cutie. This one here is a memory area control. Yeah, okay, so you're building these fences around places and trying to remember what stuff is where. Impact City Roller Derby. Interestingly enough, when this game was sent to me, I had never even heard of roller derby. I mean, I knew there was like there was a movie about some futuristic sport, but I hadn't heard roller derby. I went and actually researched it a lot. I was very interested in this. I thought it was kind of fake, but it's not. It's a real sport. And that's what this game is. Rolling dice. It's okay. If you like roller derby and you want to play a board game about it. If you don't care about roller derby, I don't know that the game is strong enough without the theme to really wet your whistle. Monster Mash. It was the mash. It was the monster mash. The monster mash. So in this one, you're making monsters from different things. What's this interesting? What is this? You have these handhills, and you're slapping cards with suction cups. Well, now there's Pikachu, and there's Disney, and there's Monster Jagger. Alrighty. But there you are picking up a cup. All right, definitely a kid's game. I'd play that with my kids. All right, Monster Mash. Mississippi. All right, this one here has a lot of ratings. This one is from 1987, an abstract game set in the Mississippi River. Oh, wow. I wonder if this was like a prequel to the riverboat race that was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. This one looks like it was nominated for Spiel des Jahres. Interestingly, it was recommended for the Spiel des Jahres in 1988. I didn't realize there was more than one game about racing steamboats down the Mississippi River. There you go. Alrighty, all the king's men and all the king's horses couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together. Oh, this is an abstract strategy game similar to chess. It's called Smess, apparently by some people. Unlike chess, it has arrows on each square. You can move by the direction of the arrow or arrows. So they move differently, but you also have to follow the arrows on the board. Woo! Okay. Interesting. I don't know if I'd want to play that. I wonder what all the king's men, they're all those letters are in purple, ATKM. Alrighty, we jump down here. Well, that looks like it's it. So let's take a look at the last game on today's list, which is Volcanic Isle, which is a game I know. I have it sitting on my shelf. We haven't played it yet. This is from Arcane Wonders. This one is about Easter Island. There's volcanic activity there. Has all these tiles, and it actually comes with little volcanoes that you can put together. They're like little three-dimensional things. I don't know much more than that. It's just one of those ones that I've meant to get around to playing, and it just hasn't happened yet because we have 6,000 games here or so. But it looks interesting. Alrighty. I wonder why it hasn't got more buzz. It came out in the middle of last year and only 39 ratings. Well, that's that. That's another 100 games that we've zipped through. What are games I've missed I should have talked about? Mention them in the comments. Let me know. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and you've been watching 10,000 and Below on the Dice Tower.